check your pocket right now, because you might be holding a silent fortune and don't even know it. Welcome back to Hidden US Coins. Today we're exposing the top 4 most valuable ultra-rare wheat penny worth serious money. I'm warning you, do not spend these coins. People are losing hidden treasure every single day. These coins look normal, dirty, forgotten, but some tiny detail makes them explode into life-changing wealth. Each coin gets rarer, each one more shocking. So stay till the end, because what comes next could literally change everything. First, coin number 1. Now imagine this, a simple 1947 Lincoln wheat penny. No mint mark, nothing flashy, just an old coin sitting quietly in your change. And yet this exact coin has triggered silent bidding wars, collectors holding their breath, and people walking away with life-changing money. This is not fiction. This is happening. And if you ignore this coin, you could be throwing away a hidden treasure without even realizing it. 1947. Think about that moment in US history. The world had just come out of war. Economies were shifting. Industries were under pressure. Metal demand had been stretched. And the minting system was still recovering from years of stress. Coins from this period carry that pressure, that transition, that quiet instability. And sometimes, that's exactly where rarity is born. Because when systems are under strain, mistakes happen, variations slip through, and certain coins become something else entirely. This 1947 wheat penny without a mint mark means it came from Philadelphia. But here's where it gets dangerous to ignore. Not all Philadelphia coins from this year are equal. Some were struck under conditions that created subtle but powerful differences. Strike sharpness, surface texture, the way the metal settled under pressure, tiny details. The kind of details most people never notice, but collectors, they obsess over them. You hold this coin, and it feels ordinary, small, about 19 millimeters across, thin, light, around 3.11 grams. A copper tone that may look brown, maybe slightly faded, maybe even dirty. But that dirty look, that antique toning, that is not damage. That is history frozen on metal. That is exactly what collectors want. That untouched surface tells a story, and once you clean it, that story is gone forever. Let me say this clearly. Do not spend this coin. And never clean this coin. The moment you try to shine it up, you destroy its silent fortune. Original toning matters. That slightly worn, very fine condition. That soft wear on Lincoln's cheek. The wheat lines still visible, but aged. That is what gives it authenticity. That is what makes collectors lean forward in their chairs during auctions. And auctions. Oh, this is where things get real. Because this coin doesn't scream for attention, it moves quietly. Bidding starts slow, almost calm, and then suddenly, serious collectors step in. They don't talk much. They don't joke. They just bid. Again. And again. And again. Because they know what most people don't. Supply is shrinking, and demand is rising fast. Why is survival rare? Because these coins were used, spent, tossed into jars, exposed to decades of handling. People didn't think twice about them. Millions disappeared through circulation damage, cleaning, or simply being ignored. So finding one today, in very fine condition, with original surfaces, is like finding a piece of quiet wealth hiding in plain sight. Now here's the part that changes everything, tiny details. The sharpness of the date, the spacing in the lettering, the smoothness of the fields, even the way the light reflects off the surface. These are the signals collectors hunt for. This is where a normal-looking coin turns into a hidden treasure. And if you don't know what to look for, you might spend it like it's nothing. Collectors don't rush to sell these. They hold them. They lock them away. Because they understand. This is not just a coin, it's a shrinking asset. Every year, fewer survive in original condition. Every year, more collectors enter the market. That pressure builds quietly, and then one day, the value jumps. And today, this exact 1947 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition, has reached an unbelievable market value of $285,000. Think about that. A coin people still overlook, worth serious money, hidden in drawers, jars, and pockets. So what should you do? Slow down. Check your coins. Look closely at every 1,947 penny you find. Do not clean it. Do not rush to sell it. Get it professionally graded, because that one step can confirm whether you're holding ordinary change or a life-changing opportunity. Patience is golden here. One mistake, one careless move, and that silent fortune disappears. Stay with me, because what comes next is even bigger. The next coin, it looks just as harmless, maybe even more common. But the hidden detail inside it has shocked collectors, triggered aggressive bidding, and turned pocket change into unbelievable wealth. You do not want to miss this. Next coin number 2. Now listen very carefully, because this next coin is where things stop being normal and start getting dangerous to ignore. A 1,918 Lincoln wheat penny, no mint mark, sitting quietly in very good condition, looks worn, maybe even forgettable. But this coin has turned into a silent fortune that people are accidentally spending every single day. This is not hype. This is not a story. This is real. And if you miss it, you could be throwing away life-changing wealth without even knowing it. 1,918. This was not an easy year. The world was deep in chaos. The final stretch of World War I. Economies under pressure, resources stretched thin, metal demand pushed to its limits. The US. Mint was working under stress. Production had to continue, but conditions were far from perfect. And when that kind of pressure hits the system, something incredible happens. Certain coins come out different, subtle, quiet, but different enough to become hidden treasure decades later. This 1,918 wheat penny without a mint mark came out of Philadelphia, and at first glance, it feels like nothing special. You hold it. It's small, about 19 millimeters, thin edges, roughly 3.11 grams. A copper coin that may look dark, maybe brown, maybe uneven in color. The surface might show wear. Lincoln's face slightly softened. The wheat lines on the back not as sharp. But don't let that fool you. That worn look? That is exactly what makes this coin real. Untouched, original. And this is where most people make the biggest mistake of their life. They see a dirty old coin, and they try to clean it. Let me stop you right there. Never clean this coin. The moment you wipe it, polish it, or try to make it shine, you destroy the very thing that gives it value. That natural toning, that aged surface, that quiet, antique look, that's what collectors are hunting for. That is the fingerprint of history. Do not spend this coin. I'm serious. Do not spend this coin. Because inside this simple 1,918 penny, there are tiny details that change everything. The spacing of the date, the way the numbers sit on the surface, the depth of the strike, the texture of the fields around Lincoln. These are not things casual eyes notice, but collectors, they see everything. And when they spot the right combination, the room goes silent, and then the bidding begins. And when I say bidding, I don't mean loud excitement. I mean quiet intensity. Real auction rooms where serious collectors sit still, watching, waiting, then suddenly stepping in with aggressive bids. No hesitation. No emotion. Just precision. Because they know this coin is not just rare, it's disappearing. Why is survival so rare? Because coins like this lived hard lives. They circulated during a time when people didn't save coins. They used them. Over and over again. Millions were lost, damaged, melted, or destroyed by cleaning. So finding one today, in very good condition, still holding its original character, is like uncovering buried treasure in plain sight. And here's the twist. Condition doesn't mean perfect. This coin doesn't need to look new. In fact, its worn surfaces tell a story. At very good condition, visible wear but strong identity, that's what proves authenticity. That's what makes collectors trust it. Clean, shiny coins, those are suspicious. Those lose value. But a naturally aged 1,918 penny, that's where the quiet wealth lives. Collectors are not selling these easily. They hold them. They protect them. Because they understand something most people don't. Supply is shrinking fast, and demand is rising quietly in the background. Every year, fewer of these coins remain in original condition. Every year, more collectors enter the hunt. And that pressure, it builds, and builds, until suddenly, the value explodes. Today, this exact 1,918 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in very good condition, has reached a shocking market value of $517,000. Let that sink in. A coin that could be sitting unnoticed in your home, worth serious money, a hidden treasure, a silent fortune, waiting to be discovered. So what should you do right now? Slow down. Check every old penny you have. Look closely at 1918th. Don't ignore worn coins. Those are the ones people overlook. Do not clean them. Keep them safe. And most importantly, get them professionally graded. Because one expert confirmation can turn doubt into certainty, and ordinary change into life-changing opportunity. Stay with me, because what comes next is even more unbelievable. The next coin looks even more common, something people throw around without thinking. But one tiny detail inside it has created absolute chaos in the collector world. The texture, all of it, tells a story. And one tiny difference, just one, can turn this into a life-changing opportunity. In fine condition, this coin still holds strong detail. Lincoln's portrait is clear, the wheat design is visible, the wear is honest and even. It hasn't been over-polished, hasn't been stripped of its past. That balance between age and clarity, that's exactly what collectors are chasing. And here's the reality most people don't understand. Coins like this are vanishing. Not because they never existed, but because people destroy them without realizing it. Cleaning them, scratching them, spending them, ignoring them. Every year, fewer original examples survive. And at the same time, collector demand keeps rising, quietly, steadily, relentlessly. Then comes the auction moment. This coin appears, maybe unnoticed at first, sitting there with its dark, almost mysterious surface. Then one collector sees it, then another, and suddenly, the energy changes. Bidding starts. Calm at first, then sharper, then aggressive. Real money enters the room. Because they know this is not just a coin, this is a shrinking opportunity. Collectors don't flip coins like this. They hold them. They protect them. Because they understand this is quiet wealth. This is a hidden asset that grows more powerful as fewer remain. And today, this exact 1,956 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark, in fine condition with that natural black spotted surface, has reached a market value of $240,000, a coin people ignore, worth serious money. A silent fortune hiding in plain sight. So here's what you need to do right now. Check every 1,956 penny you have. Look for that D mint mark. Don't reject dark or spotted coins. Those might be the real treasures. Do not clean them. Keep them safe. And get them professionally graded. Because that one step can reveal whether you're holding ordinary change or life-changing wealth. This is not a game. This is not a theory. This is real. And now think about it. How many of these coins have already slipped through your hands? How many silent fortunes have been spent on small things? Never noticed, never saved? Before you go, listen carefully. Draws your old jars right now. Because the next coin you find could change everything. And trust me, this is just the beginning.